Lovebird Lane podcast. It's been a little while. My name is Julianne and I am your host, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I don't know how well this podcast is going to go today. I have skipped 2 weeks, so I'm a little bit out of practice. Plus, as you could probably already tell, I'm not actually very well at the moment. Simon has had the last Tuesday to Thursday off work. He's gone back today. Today is a Friday. Usually I record on a Thursday, but yes, he was home. I began feeling not too well yesterday. We'd taken Simon to the doctor. So apparently it's a flu-like virus. No, Granger's just come in to say hi. He wasn't feeling too well. I'm beginning to not feel too well. I am very hot sitting here right now. It's not a hot day today. It's going to be 20 degrees and raining. There's going to be thunderstorms possibly later. So I thought if I'm going to get this done at all, it needs to be done first thing in the morning. It is 8:40 in the morning and I'm hoping that my voice lasts. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but so much has happened since the last time I podcasted. Fibre Feast has come and gone, which was a really fun day. I don't think it was quite as busy as the last one, which was unfortunate, but yeah, I think it was good quality people coming around. I had a lot of really good chats. I had my friend Emma, she dropped around. My friend Jo dropped around as well with her mum. And I had some lovely chats, some cool nitty talk. So I had heaps of yarn left over. I've got my rack. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the photo. I might pop it in here. I bought a new rack, so I have my own yarn store in my craft room here, just to my right, which is why I'm gesturing that way. I'm just dabbing. If you're interested in seeing what I've got left, it is all up in the shop currently, so head over to lovebirdlane.com and have a look and see what I've got there. Where do I start? I guess I could talk about what is behind me, because I know you have seen this before, but this is my Weekender sweater by ANDREA MOWRY, and I think it's a little bit blurry. I can't quite tell from my viewfinder because I'm focused. I focus the camera on my face because I don't have autofocus. Yeah, I have blocked my Weekender sweater, and I was a little bit iffy on it because I ran out of yarn. I was worried that it wasn't going to be big enough. It wasn't going to really fit me very well. I thought it was going to be very cropped. And my sleeves are going to be cropped anyway because I did run out of yarn knitting the sleeves. But I blocked it and it has really, really grown, and I'm really, really happy with it. It has, obviously too, because it was from just being knit, it was a little bit puckered around where the ribbing started and things like that. So that's all relaxed out now. It has grown quite a bit. Probably can't see. I'll try this side. It's grown quite a bit sideways and quite a bit down as well. So I thought I'd pop her back up on Edith there so that you can see her. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. I'm looking forward to actually being able to wear it when the weather gets a bit colder and I don't have possibly a fever. I've just done a slight focus adjustment. I hope I'm a little bit clearer. I looked like I was a touch blurry, so if I was, I apologise. I hope that I am a lot clearer now. So as I was saying, let's get on with some finished objects. I have 2 cowls and 2 pairs of socks. So I'm not sure which to start with, whether I want to start with the boring old socks or the cowls. Let's start with the boring socks, shall we? Now, both of these pairs of socks you have seen half objects, and I now have these 2 finished. So I'll start with these. These were my his and hers socks that were being done out of the Nip Hicks chroma twist fingering that I have spoken about. This is my pair. I'm a little bit disappointed because, I mean, if you know me, I'm a purple. Purple is my favourite colour. But these socks turned out a little bit green. So I don't know whether Simon might end up with them anyway. My leftover ball of yarn, which I would just grab. My leftover ball of yarn was very purple, and I'm kind of regretting not knitting the second sock out of, because this is the direction that I had my ball wound, so my centre pull is where it is now, and the purple was on the outside, and I'm kind of regretting not knitting my second sock from the outside of the ball instead of the inside. This was my second sock, so the gradation of the yarn went like that, and then it continued like that, and then on to the remainder of the green and then the purple. So yeah, I'm kind of a little bit bummed that I didn't knit this second sock from the outside of the ball, so I could have got that purple into this sock, because I even thought about doing it while I was still knitting the cuff. Why I didn't just pull it out and redo it, I really don't know, but I didn't. So now I have all the purple left in the cake. Although, this is probably going to end up in my crochet blanket, my granny stripe crochet blanket, so that's not such a bad thing that I've got the purple in my blanket. So yeah, you know, I look at the bright side, shall I? So the purple will end up in my blanket, and I end up with green socks, and you know I don't like green. Looking at this colourway online, it did appear to be more blue, grey and purple, but it is actually really green. But they're socks, they're going to go in shoes. It doesn't really matter. And these are just my regular vanilla sock with my Fish Lips Kiss heel, which will be the same for the other pair that I show you in a minute. So that's my first finished pair. I have cast on the cuff of Simon's second sock out of the Chroma Twist fingering in the other colourway. And my second pair of finished socks are my Velveteen Socks. So these were knit from leftovers of my No Frills sweater, and I think I spoke about it before. I basically knit these to see how the colourway would knit up in that smaller circumference of socks, just to see whether, you know, it is a good colourway for socks, and it is. I'm really happy with it. It didn't really pull or flash. It's a little bit of spiral pulling, I guess, but that's pretty hard to avoid. At least it's not done that real zigzag pull, which I really don't like. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the distribution of the colours in these socks. And again, like I said, it's just my regular vanilla sock with Fish Lips Kiss heel. Both of these socks was me trying 2.25mm needles. I should probably really wait and wear some of these socks before I knit any more on the 2.25mm needle. My Squiggle Yarn Company socks, which I think I showed you guys, well, they've been worn now anyway, so they're not looking their best, but those I knit on my 2.25mm needles, and I wore them on Fibre Feast, and I found they still shifted on my feet, but I think that's because I was wearing cons, like the boot style cons, the high top ones. So I think it's possibly just the movement within my boots which made them shrink down. So I wouldn't say that the wearing was as good as I was hoping. However, like I said, it was those shoes, and I was on my feet most of the day. So I was doing a lot of walking, a lot of standing. So yeah, that could be why they slipped a little, which is fine. That's, you know, I think it's more I need to try them in regular wear, you know, because I mean a lot of my socks I wear just around the house in winter to keep my feet warm, so I guess so long as they can pass that test, that's all I really am worried about. So yeah, I was able to wear them. I wore the Squiggle Yarn Co socks because I knew that Maddie was going to be at Fibre Feast, so I wanted to show her my finished socks, which was quite fun. I had a really lovely chat with Maddie, which was good when I should have been packing up my stall at the end of the day, but you know, it was neither here nor there. I got everything put away. But yeah, that's my socks. Okay, for my other two FOs, I have two cowls. I'll do them in chronological order because, you know, why not? This is my first one. This is another test of a design. This is a matching design to my Amelia beret. This is the Amelia cowl, and it is pretty much just the same lace motif in a stockinette cowl. And I pretty much just wanted to knit another one. This is my, I'm testing, I think I mentioned I'm testing a new Fisher base, and which is my DK, and I really wanted to try knitting with it. So this is my test Fisher base, and this is the colourway Earl Grey. I have another skein of this still in the shop at the moment on the Fisher, and I'm really happy with the way the colourway worked up. The yarn is a crepe twist, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't actually realise it was a crepe twist. Crepe is not my favourite yarn to use. If I knew, I probably would not have chosen it. If you're not familiar, crepe is pretty much where, I think this is three strands. So you have, what you do is you twist some of the strands. So it's basically, it's like multiple pliers. So 2 pliers get twisted one way, and then you have like 3 groups of that, and then they get twisted the other way to create the finished yarn. So that creates what's called a crepe twist. I don't know that I explained that really well, but if you are interested, just Google it. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing I did realise was that to get this like depth of cowl, which matches the one that I've done in my Aran base, I had to do 2 full repeats of the chart, but then the lace is actually asymmetrical. When I do 1.5 repeats of the chart, it looks the same bottom and top, so it can actually, you can wear it either upside down or the right way round. But I don't know if you can see, there's diamonds at the top here, so yeah, which doesn't match the bottom here. So I don't know whether I want to add extra height for the DK version, because I did really want this pattern to be able to be knit in DK and Aran or worsted weight, which is what the Amelia beret, you can also knit that in all of those weights. But I think the DK makes it a little bit shorter, so I have to sort of think about how I want to, whether I want to have the more shallow cowl with the symmetrical lace, or whether I want to add maybe a little bit more to get the lace back symmetrical, but then it'll be 2.5 repeats of the chart, which will give a deeper cowl. So I'm not really sure. I guess when I put it out for testing, losing my voice, I will ask my testers what they think would be preferable. But yes, I used about half a skein of this, so if you buy a skein of a Fisher, you'd be able to get 2 of these cowls out of it. Yes, there's not really much more to say. It's very drapey. It has come out very, very drapey. I think this yarn base is a little on the thinner side of DK. It's not a very plump DK, which could possibly be down to the crepe twist on it. I'm not sure. Although I am pretty happy with the stitch definition of the yarn. So I don't think I'm going to get this again. I think I will probably get a different DK base in the shop. Possibly I might revert back to my old one. But yeah, that's my Amelia cowl retest, and I think I'm nearly at the point of being ready to call for testers for that, so keep an ear out for that. And the other FO, my final FO, is another cowl, as I said. This is yarn that has been in my stash for a really long time. It is Madeline Tosh. It is their Grenadine colourway, and I've had it out and I've fondled it, and I hadn't yet wound the yarn into a ball, but I kind of auditioned a lot of different patterns to make something with this yarn, but because I love the colourway and it's Madeline Tosh, I kept putting it back in my stash and not doing anything with it. But the other day, I've been struggling a little bit with my anxiety and mental health since Fibre Feast, because that kind of environment really takes it out of me. So I've been laying quite low the last couple of weeks, and I really needed a small win, so I pulled out my Madeline Tosh and I knit a cowl. Now this is a free pattern. This is the Bandana Cowl from PURL SOHO, and yeah, I just really wanted something that would, obviously, because you know I've shaved my head as well, so I'm looking at making cowls and hats just to keep myself warm in the winter, and I really wanted something that would just display the yarn, a nice blank canvas. So that is what I did, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the pattern's quite good. It's all created with short rows in the bottom here, so you basically cast on this bottom band, and then you work short rows to make the point until you get around to the back, so it creates like a bandana shape. You can see my ends that I haven't quite trimmed there yet, and it also has shaping. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it has shaping here, just to get it kind of tapered up to the neck, so it creates more of a fitted shape, and it's actually a very ingenious pattern for a free pattern, so that was pretty good. I knit this in an afternoon. It did not take me long, and I've blocked it. It is a little snug, I found, but hopefully with the wearing it might stretch out a little bit. It did loosen a lot with blocking, so that was good. I got gauge pre-blocking, so yeah, I haven't actually tried it on since I've washed it, but it does feel a lot less, what's the word, a lot less firm since blocking. Yeah, so that is the Bandana Cowl. If you are interested in seeing any more of the things that I'm talking about here, you can find me on Ravelry. My username is Lovebird Lane. I can't talk, I'm not very well. And I will put links to all of these projects down in the description box, so you don't need to go anywhere else but down to the description box to find the show notes. And while you're down there, if you are not subscribed, please give us click that subscribe button. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, click that bell button, and also give us a like. It helps a lot with YouTube if you give me a like, so that would be appreciated. Alright, I'm beginning to flag a little bit, so I'm going to quickly go through my works in progress, and then I'm going to disappear until next week. Alright, the first one I can talk about is, these are both new cast-ons since I have spoken to you last, and this one is the Coastal Pullover. If I can sort myself out here, I can show it to you. So this is a pattern by FETTIG. When I first started knitting, her Rocky Coast cardigan was very popular, and I always had that on my list to knit. However, in the ensuing years, I've read a lot about people saying that it does not fit well, that it doesn't stay on the shoulders well, and since then my tastes have also changed a lot. I prefer pullovers and very long drapey cardigans, so the weight of the cardigan actually keeps it on your shoulders. So I decided against knitting the Rocky Coast cardigan. However, Hannah has released the Coastal Pullover, which is what I am knitting, and it's basically uses the same cable pattern as the Rocky Coast cardigan, but in a sweater form. And for me, that's probably going to be far more wearable than the cardigan, because I really don't want something that's fussy that I need to keep pulling on all the time, or having to use like a shawl pin or something to keep on, because I don't think that cardigan has any fixings on it. Doesn't have any buttons or anything to actually keep it on. So anyway, more about this project. I had this yarn in my stash. It is Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury 10 ply, and this is the colourway Blue Denim. And I originally knit a timber cardigan by Shannon Cook out of this. I was one of her testers, and the cardigan just never fit. The arms were far too tight. The shoulders didn't really fit me very well, apart from even though it was the right size, the right measurements. So it just never got worn. It got knit and never ever got worn. I didn't even take photos of it. I was really disappointed with it. I liked the pattern, but I was really disappointed with the fit, and I really wish that I had maybe knit the next size up. But you know, seeing I was testing, Shannon gets a certain number of testers for each pattern size, and I picked that pattern size, and yeah, it just never fit me. So I frogged it. I took a leaf out of my friend Lauren's book, and I frogged it. And I will be very, very tight on yardage. So what I've decided to do is pretty much something that I do anyway on my sweaters, is knit the sleeves first. Apart from this one, which I did them last because I knew I was going to run out of yarn. Plus that was bottom up, so I didn't really have a choice. So I'm working on my first sleeve. I think I'm pretty close. I should be able to make both sleeves out of this, and I still have one more ball of yarn as well. So I should be able to make a really good sized sweater. This is, I'm knitting the size 48-inch bust. However, I knit a little bit tight. I'm using the suggested needle size for the pattern, even though I probably really should go up a needle size, because either way it was 43 inches or 48 inches, so I was either going to have negative ease or heaps of positive ease, and that was my only two choices. So that's why I decided to use the smaller needle. But yeah, I am nearly done with my decreases on my first sleeve, and I think I'm probably going to be at the right length by the time my decreases are finished to start the cuff. And yeah, I think I should be able to get both sleeves out of this ball. And it's, yeah, and I've done a fair amount of the body. I'm probably 5 or 6 inches down from the underarm. I did not do a swatch on this, so I don't know how much the yarn is going to give in that in the cable pattern once I do block it, but I guess that's the surprise. I mean, I'm knitting this on a really big size, so I'm not worried that it's going to be too small. If anything, it's going to be massive once it's blocked. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It is killing my hands, however, probably because I am knitting on a too small needle size. But, you know, I'm doing okay. I put the body on a thread, like on hold, so that I could magic loop my sleeves with my main needle. So yeah, this is getting a lot of work. I'm enjoying it very much. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to having this for winter. And lastly, I cast on a new No Frills. So I've been working on this. I have not gotten to the arm separation yet, but this is my new colourway Fletcher, which has been very, very popular, just with undyed fluff butt. So I'm really happy with the colourway. I really love how it is knitting up. I've spoken about this pattern a lot, so you know that I enjoy it. So yeah, I'm just really happy plugging away on this. This is the colourway in the ball. I'm really happy just plugging away on this as I get time. It is getting very, very tight on these needles, so I'm really looking forward to getting my increases complete so I can put those arm stitches on hold, because my larger cable is on my coastal pullover, so I haven't got anything bigger that I can put these needle tips on. But yeah, no frills sweater. I still love it. This is my glitzy base, so it's the gold stellina base with the undyed mohair silk, and it's really, really soft. The glitzy base is quite soft on its own, and then when you add the silk and the mohair, it gets really, really soft, and it's really lovely. But yeah, there's not really much else to talk about this one. I know ages ago I promised to do a helical knitting tutorial for those of you who asked, so I was actually going to do that with my last no frills sweater, but you will probably see one with this one when my voice clears up. Okay friends, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm feeling quite in the throat now. I feel like I need to cough, but I don't want to do that. You'll probably see lots of cuts in this episode with all the coughs that I'm going to have to cut out. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I will be well next week for a much better show, a much better face. Today I have just gone absolute bare minimum with the makeup. I have had comments in the past that people have wondered how my makeup gets so glowy, and I'm actually thinking for my second channel, which is Julianne Elizabeth, to do a get ready with me video. If you're not familiar with what a get ready with me video is, it is when a podcaster or a vlogger puts their makeup on while chatting to the camera just about random things. So I'm thinking I might do a get ready with me video just so that you can see what my techniques are, and yeah, once that is done I will of course let you know. And I do have some footage to put together too of Simon and I cleaning out our clothes. That was something that we did quite a while ago. I do have some footage of that, so I'm hoping to edit that together at some stage to put on the second channel as well. So there's a couple of things coming up on that second channel if you're interested in my decluttering efforts and things like that. I will of course let you know here so that you can go and have a look. But I'm gonna go now because I can feel my voice disappearing very, very rapidly. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to say something to me, comment down below. I'm sorry if I don't get back to you ASAP. I'm very bad at getting back to my comments, but I do read all of them. Thank you so much for taking the time to get in touch. But yes, happy knitting, happy crafting. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and fingers crossed I will be well enough to see you all next week. Take care. Bye.